Yes. We're back. It's another episode of your daily dosage of the Transfer Daily Show. Let's get to it. I see he doesn't make the intro any longer. Cheers for that, Mr. Silver Fox. You know I'm always on to you. But yes, we got James in the building today. How you doing?
Yeah, what's good? Yeah, man, I'm alright. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's weekend almost, isn't it? So time to down
Yes, sir.
tools and just enjoy the weekend. Obviously, big game this weekend. FA Cup record holders are in action as usual. So yeah, for us it's all guns. We'll go for that one. Try and get a trophy in under the belt. But back here for the transfer talk. So the latest again. Let's get straight to this tweet. I think this is the one we were all looking for this morning, wasn't it? And seems to be picking up a bit of pace. Arsenal pushing to sign Dusan Vlahovic this month. He's 21-year-old Leeds Fiorentina now. AFC currently ahead based on fee salary. So it's kind of down to decision of striker, and the agent will be key. And as we've spoke about before, Isaac and Calvert Lewin also admired. And there's got a bit in Nketiah. I think a few teams are looking at him, including now West Ham. I think throwing their name in the hats for him. We
Mhm.
can touch on Nketiah a bit later. But Dusan Vlahovic, do you think this is our preferred target this year?
Yeah, I think so. I think we are either going to get Dusan Vlahovic now or we're never going to get him.
Mm,
Um, I just feel like the premise of all of the, I say elite, we're a big club, we're not in the elite bracket yet because of where
yeah.
we're at. The elite are going to be after Haaland. The elite are going to be
Mm,
after Mbappe, I feel. And that's going to be the focus. Like everyone's going to be after Haaland. And I feel like the team that gets Mbappe, probably Real Madrid, whoever gets Haaland, and then the other lot of teams are going to be after this lad. That's the way
yeah.
I see it,
Yeah.
and I don't see us being able to compete with them in the summer. Just
Mm-mm.
not right now, anyway. So yeah, it's make or break in this window for him. Otherwise, we might have to go for alternative options. I
Yeah.
don't know what you think, but that's the way I'm seeing it. Like he's the number one choice, but he's only the number one choice this window. Otherwise, we're not going to get him.
Yeah. I think again I agree with you. It's now or never with this Vlahovic still. Um Again, being in January, I'm not too sure what everyone's financial economics is like in other clubs, but I know January not really big signings going around unless someone sells big and then they have a bit of money. So it looks like Arsenal financially are in a position to actually offer him what he wants and offer Fiorentina what they want as well. I think Fiorentina, from what some reports are saying, is he would rather stay in Italy and go to Juventus.
Mm.
But I think Fiorentina are saying they don't want to sell to Juve. So it seems like they're actually open to letting him go in January to avoid him staying in Italy, which
Mhm.
again plays in Arsenal's favour because we are the only ones who are heavily looking for a striker and willing to spend that kind of money. So I definitely think that plays a major part. It's just whether they can kind of sell the sell the idea to him enough now, because again, I think he knows in the summer he's going to be heavily sought after.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so it's just about whether we can make the club look attractive enough for him to get the deal done. And it's 50-50 for me. I'm not too sure. I'm desperate. Sorry, just I know I'm going on. I think when we went for him in the summer, it was a resounding no from him. He kind of, from the first links, he kind of came out and said he doesn't want to go there. Like it's not what he's looking at, blah
Yeah.
blah. Even though there wasn't any other options on the table. Whereas now the talking isn't as much as a no. It's more a I'm happy to stay out the season, or I want to help Fiorentina. But
Mm.
actually, if a bid gets accepted, he isn't kind of coming out and saying that's not where I'm going. We've seen Lucas Digny come out straight and said he's not
Oh,
going Newcastle. Um, but he's open to offers. We're not seeing that from Vlahovic. So hopefully, fingers crossed. So are you still with me? He's kind of frozen. Let's give him a second to see if he comes back. Silver Fox is in the comments. He says we need to go. Oh, you back?
yeah. Sorry, my internet died for some reason. I don't know what happened. Really odd.
But yeah, sorry, I'll just go to the quick comments and then you can take
Yeah.
over again. So Silver Fox in agreement. We need to go all in for him now. DWTT, good morning, Gumza, James, Silver Fox, come on, you gooners. Yeah, it's exciting times for us at the moment. We're definitely on a good transition going forward. Candace is in the building saying, yes, guys, and he's crossing everything for this to happen. So yeah, keep going with the Flower Rich.
Mhm. No, I think I could barely. Oh, I could hear what you're saying about him not wanting to join the summer, but now that we're in the prospect of top four UCL, actually maybe he might be a bit more swayed. And I think it's I disagree that he doesn't want to come. I just think that it's his agents that are really pushing this agenda. Like for me, it's we were in for him apparently before he even moved to Florentina when he was like 15 or
Okay.
16. Apparently, it was us and Juventus that were in for him before he even moved to Florentina.
Right.
Um, and again, it's the same team, Juventus, Arsenal, that are really like pushing for it. So I think he doesn't really need to be convinced. Like, look at the players that we've got. Look at the trajectory of the club. Like, you are gonna be the main man for Arsenal
Mm,
Football Club, right? We're not gonna pay all that money for you to not be that guy.
mm,
Like,
mhm.
so for me, it's just about, even if we need to. It may be stupid, but even if we need to put more money on the table than me or you
Yeah.
would like, just get it on the table, because at the end of the day, if we're looking at paying what, like £45 million plus Torreira, maybe 50 M plus Torreira, right? 3 years down the line, if this guy continues his trajectory, he's going to be worth double that,
Yeah. Oh, well,
maybe
way
plus
more.
some,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's smart business. And I know I get roasted. I got roasted in the group chat that we have, the WhatsApp group chat, where I'm
Mm,
heavily on DCL. But for me, I was heavily on DCL because we could never I didn't think we were in the same stratosphere as even getting Vlahovic, even being
mm,
linked for him or even pushing for him, right? And I think if you can get him for less money than you would get for DCL, it's just a
mm.
no-brainer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. That's how I'm gonna
Mm,
say what I'm feeling about this whole scenario. Plus, as I put in the WhatsApp group as well, Fiorentina have just signed a striker. I
yeah.
think his name is Piatek or something from
Yeah. And
Hertha,
he's
Hertha
not bad.
Berlin. No,
Yeah.
he's a
He's not
decent
bad.
striker. He played in, I think he played for Milan before.
Mm,
I think AC
yes.
Milan. He's been in Serie A before. So the way I see it is Fiorentina weren't actively in for a striker come start of this transfer window.
Mm,
Now all of a sudden they're bringing in a guy that's meant to be pretty decent. You've seen
mm.
him. I've seen him a little bit. You don't really sign up a player like that for a backup position. You know what I mean?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
I'm not for my eyes, but the Florentine squad and who they have as striking options. But for me, he shouts number one option.
Mm,
So everything is just the dominoes are starting to align,
yeah.
and my hope is
It's
slowly getting up.
yeah. It's bubbling along nicely, and I'm hoping we can get this done. And if obviously we've all spoke about it before, another link came out earlier today about, and again, I think this is how Arsenal's generally done the transfers, especially with we saw it with the number 10 position. I think that was in the summer a big position we was looking at, and there was lots of names getting thrown into the hat. So you had obviously Wendia,
Mhm.
Madison, Odegaard, Coutinho, maybe missing one or two others. So I think this is very similar to how the striker options going at the moment, where you're hearing Isaac, you're hearing Calvert-Lewin, obviously Vlahovic, I think is our main target.
Mm.
But if that fails, then you've also got Luka Jovic is now. I think his name's been mentioned once or twice. So yeah, that came out this morning. Jovic is an alternative. I think he's about 18 million. Um, what's your thoughts on him? Obviously, he hasn't had the best of time at Madrid, but
Yeah.
before that, he
Oh,
was on fire
Frankfurt.
before.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't see him much when he played for Benfica. I'm pretty sure he was from. Yeah, he was from Benfica. I'm 90% sure, and then he went on loan to Frankfurt. I didn't watch him in the Portuguese league because I don't really watch Portuguese football.
yeah,
I don't know. It's not really an interest for me.
yeah.
Um, so at Frankfurt, obviously he did well. It was him, Rebic, and Sebastian Haller that were all doing
Mm.
really well as a trio. And then he went to, how much did he go for? Like 60 mil to Real Madrid, something like
Quite a
that.
bit of money. Yeah, it was quite because we
Yeah,
was in for him then, wasn't we? And
yeah, and he,
yeah,
he
he's
looked
looking
like a
good.
promising player. He looks like a, I don't know, like Vlahovic seems to excel at goal scoring. That's like his number. Like he's like
Mm.
on charts and stuff. He's like some ways you've seen. He's equaled Ronaldo's record for Serie A and a whole Canada year. So
Yeah.
you're not if you're not elite at goal scoring, you wouldn't be like equaling his record. But for me, he seems like a balanced striker. He's like a, for me, not like Jonathan David type, but of that mold
Mm.
in the sense of
He reminds me more of a
they're
Lacazette.
good. Yeah, yeah. I think it's kind of like, it's like Jonathan David, Jovic are like that Lacazette mold in the sense of
Mm.
they're good with the feet, they're good at hold up play. Maybe they're not the most prolific goal scorers, but they enable players within what looks like our system is now to
Mm.
excel. So I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't mind him on a 6 month loan just so we could do our options. But yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
against it.
yeah. My thing with him is it's hard because you don't want to write a player off just because they've had a hard time at Real Madrid. Real Madrid is probably not the easiest team to go
Yeah,
to. Plus, you've got to try and dislodge Benzema, which again isn't the
yeah,
easiest thing to do. Do you know what I mean? You can see his
yeah,
career has been ridiculous. So yeah, I don't want to write him off because I did that with Mo Salah when I was laughing when he went to
yeah, yeah,
Liverpool, and that was a big mistake by my part. So I never want to write off a player at that age. And again, he might just need a home where he feels valued, and you might see a complete difference in him. But I do physically, he's a good size, and I think
mhm,
the profile of player we're going for at the moment all seem to be of that kind of 6'2" ish or
yeah,
above. Like Calvert Lewin's not small. Isaac's very tall.
yeah,
Vlahovic is 6'3", I think, something like that.
yeah.
He's a
He's
big
6'3".
boy.
Yeah,
Jovic is about 6'2". So it seems like we're going for that kind of
yeah,
striker who's going to be good in the air. Do you know what I mean? Can hold up the ball, battle with defenders, which is going to allow them attacking three we have behind to kind of flourish. So I'm very happy with the profile of players. With me, Jovic, I think for that price, if we can get him with another striker, I think that'd be perfect for us because I don't think Balogun's going to be ready to be a backup striker in the next 18 months. I would say I think he needs a good
yeah,
year and a half out. Nketiah's probably on his way out. Aubameyang potential on his way out, and Lacazette obviously who knows what's going to happen to him in his contract. So for me, Jovic, it shouldn't be an either or with Vlahovic and Jovic. I think it should be Jovic and one of the others we're looking at in Isaac,
mm,
Vlahovic or Calvert Lewin. Well, whether that's now or summer, we get the other. If we get
yeah.
Jovic now, we then have to go again in the summer because Laka will probably be off. But I think it's Jovic and somebody is what we should be looking for. Um, Personally, with thoughts on that, would you be happy with just the Jovic, or would you
Um,
take it and address it again in the summer?
nah. For me, I think Arsenal are setting the precedent with what they're looking to do. Like, I want to be ambitious this window. Like,
Mm,
even if it means we don't have a massive window in summer. For me, you spend 150 mil in the previous summer, which we did, getting 6 players in. Now you address getting a 70 million, 60 million pound striker in. That can be the difference between Arsenal being back in the Champions League and Arsenal being in the Europa League. And for
mm.
me, out of the teams that are chasing this top four spot, I believe we're looking the best on a
Yeah,
longer,
definitely, hundred
consistent
percent.
basis. Well, West Ham, again, they've looked decent. Tottenham are up and down, and United's are just a mess at the moment. So, like, for me, you have this is the best chance since Emery won his first
Mm,
season, where we bottled it when we came fifth in the last day of the league, is where we now need to seize the opportunity that we've somehow gotten because in the
mm.
summer we weren't meant to be in this position. So
No, no, definitely. I definitely agree with that. And it is about striking while the iron's hot, isn't it? Rather than waiting and then falling further behind. As I said,
yep.
Newcastle are going to be doing whatever they're doing. I don't expect United to be this bad again for a long time. Tottenham with Conte, you've seen the difference he's made. Now it's just the quality of players is what's letting him down. So I think if he goes heavy in the summer and gets backed, they're going to be a different team. Who knows with Leicester and West Ham, like they've managed to sustain quite a good level over the last two seasons. So them guys are in, and obviously Everton have got a bit of money as well. So this is probably the perfect time to go all in and try and get that team, and then you could just add the extra bits to it for next season. If we've got Champions League football, then you might need a couple of backup players who are
Yep.
able to kind of maintain a high standard that these first 11 are showing us this season. So yeah, I think we need to go big, big, big for these. Let's get to some comments. Canners has said Arteta has always maintained if a player doesn't want to come, they will not pursue. So the fact they have made a bid, something must be going on. Yeah, it's very true. And again, it does seem like a starting bid that we would make that's going to probably get rejected. But they'll probably say add another 10 to that with the Torreira, and then we'll probably maybe meet it halfway and hopefully get
Mhm.
something done. Jason, how you keeping? Making sure. So I just want to put it out there, guys. Make sure if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Again, there's lots of content. We hit every day with the transfers. We have a show called Gunslingers. That's regular every week. We have lots of other sub shows, Gunner King Court, The Breakdown, previous reactions. Great channel. So make sure you're subscribing, guys, and liking and commenting. But Jason said, seems it's the agent that are playing down the link to us in order to try and drum up more interest. So it could be a money. Again, if
Yeah.
another team shows a bit of interest, that might add another 5 mil to the transfer. It might add another 10, 20,000 in his pocket every week, and it would probably give a couple of mil extra to the agent. So, yeah, agents notorious for that. And looks like it could be something like that going on. Michael Visser, I'm just glad we're going for these type of players. It shows that we are trying to be ambitious, and I think you agree with that 100%,
Yeah,
don't you?
100%. Yeah, it started with the summer. I think I won't drag too much on this, but with the names we were linked to in the summer, yes, we didn't get those players, but just the names: Madison, Lautaro Martinez,
Mm,
Onana. These players is it's it's good to see.
yeah, yeah. And also to add on to that, it's like we're not looking at stock gaps at the moment. It was very
Yes.
easy to go and do Coutinho.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Even the Luka Jovic, it's very easy to go and get that done on loan for half a season and go from there. But we're actively like we're trying to spend some money, and if it's not Vlahovic, I expect it to be Isaac coming in, and I think that's probably an easier one to get done because I think he has got a release clause, hasn't he? So we might try
Hmm.
and go underneath that. But I think if like we did with Partey, and I think it was very similar to Partey and Hour, wasn't it? We was going for hour, and then once it become actually this is not the price we're looking to pay, right? We activate Partey's release clause, and then you come. So something similar could be happening with this one. But yeah, I think we're all in agreement. We like the ambition that we're showing at the moment and the profile of players. Again, all the strikers we're being linked to are under the age of I think 23, which is kind of, do you know what I mean, following on from what we did in the summer. So yeah, it's a great profile. DWTT at this point doesn't it seem like we are only bidding against us, and to a certain extent, yeah, I think if Juve make a move at the end of the summer, and hence what James was saying earlier, if we strike now, we might be able to get him. If we wait to the summer, that's we're going to get blown out of the water. So it's kind of now or never for us. And Jason's also touched on what you said earlier. James, Fiorentina have effectively brought the replacement. It means they expect to sell this window. Yeah. The biggest question about him is can he press and hold to the level Arteta wants? But given the way all of our summer signings are looking, he can't be written off. Yeah, and I think they would have done their due diligence. It weren't a case of he scored 20 goals all of a sudden and
Yeah,
now everyone's going for him. We was linked with him before in the summer, so they've done their research. And
yeah,
I don't know how you feel, James, but I think they've got every single decision right this summer.
yeah.
I remember I was happy with Ryan Bertrand coming in as backup left back, and they went to Vares, and that's worked out well for us. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah, I agree. I think the summer signings will be good. Plus, I think out of all the strikers we've been linked to, Isaac is more complete. DCL is more complete right now. But if you're talking based on raw ability as a centre forward, he has everything
mm,
you want. He just needs to be molded. We can't forget
yeah,
he's only 21. He's younger than me. He's 21, right?
definitely.
I'm 22. So he has everything there to be a top player. He just
Mm,
needs to be molded in the shape of what Arteta wants, and that's what I think, Jason, that he's going to want is if you have a guy with this natural finishing ability at 21 years old, how scary is he going to be at
yeah,
25? Like that.
yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
It's a surprise not more teams are coming for him now. It really
Yeah.
is like
I
because
think it's a lack of money.
yeah, it's strange because again, after let's say you got your main superstars, so your Lewandowski's and those guys, but
Mm,
actual strikers, I think Haaland and then it's Vlahovic. I don't think there's anyone in between them two. Like
mm.
them two are the top boys at the moment for me.
Yeah, for under
So
23 is definitely.
yeah, yeah, it's a bit strange. No one else is going for him, but I hope that could work in our favor.
Yep.
So Armory TV, yes, subscribe, smash the like button. Yes, please. We really appreciate everyone's follow and joining in. And we love the fact that everyone's interacting with us. It makes the stream so much easier and a lot more fun to do. So keep the comments coming, guys. This is a good question. Say we get Dusan, does Laka sit? If so, will we return to the issue where front four and back four have a gulf between them?
Mm. Good question. I don't know. It it's a tricky one for me. If you're buying Dusan Vlahovic for that kind of money, he starts.
Mm,
I don't see in a world in which he doesn't, because like I mean, Lacazette's going to be here for 6 months, right?
yeah,
I think the way we're playing now is it's a bit different to what it was before when we had Aubameyang. Obviously, Lacazette is helping this, but it's not just solely Lacazette we're playing this way. Like we're playing a
mm,
lot better as a collective. So for me, it's either short-term success getting into the UCL, which I don't mind if Vlahovic sits, or it's 6 months getting Vlahovic into the team ready for next season where we can then go again. And I probably choose the option where Lacazette sits and Vlahovic comes in.
yeah, yeah. I agree with that. I think obviously Ilaka's probably time is up, and it's credit to him. He's been a good servant. To be honest, he's had for me, he's been disrespected a lot, and he just comes back fighting every time. Sad to see him go, but equally for him, he's probably seeing these links as well, and knowing that I'm never going to be first choice if they sign him.
Mm.
Like long term, I will be benched. So there will be games where Laka will start. He will still have a massive role to play in our season. But if you bring this guy in again, it's a bit less pressure if Laka's there because he can almost balance the minutes out between them. But what you want is him playing majority. So next season, if Laka is gone, he then is comfortable in England and he's played enough minutes, ready to just hit the ground running from September. Um, and with the goal for class, that's why I think we need a Jovic as well to go with him. If
Mm.
Lacazette says, "Do you know, I'm happy to sign for another 2 years and play, do you know what I mean, a bit part role. We got European football, so I'm going to get enough minutes." Then I would keep Laka happily with Vlahovic
Mhm.
as my number one and Laka being backup.
Yep.
But I think if all the strikers we got at the moment are going, so Aubameyang, Nketiah, Lacazette, if they're all gone, I think we need Jovic as the backup to Vlahovic, and that will hopefully, do you know what I mean, keep the level at a good standard. If he's
Yep.
injured or suspended or has to miss a match, it's not too much of a drop off. Like, and I like Balogun, but I think that's too much of a drop off. Him being our second choice striker, and we've seen it with Tottenham. They struggle sometimes when Harry Kane's out because they just got no one to back it up. So we do need a good number two striker. And it is important that you got the back. You look at City, doesn't matter who plays, the standard's still so high. Do you know what I
Yep.
mean? So that's what
There
we
isn't
want to
a
aim
drop.
to get to
Yep.
again. Jason, striker is a must, but we need to move on ABBA first. Centre midfielder on loan this window. In the summer, solid centre midfielder, another striker, and possibly another backup right back to cover Tommy. I think
Yep.
we can get that centre midfielder in this window. I've, the links with Ramirez, will take a Ruben Neves. There's a lot of midfielders out there you can get which won't cost you the
Yeah.
world, who will add quality to this team. And yeah, I think we do need a right back cover for Tommy in the summer. Um, yeah, Cedric hasn't been bad this year, but yeah, again, you want to upgrade in that position. And then maybe another midfielder
Yeah.
in summer as well. I think because again, if you are playing Europe, there's more games,
Yeah.
and potentially a winger if Pepe is to leave, someone that can
Yeah.
cover them areas. So
Hmm.
still a lot of work to do, but it's exciting. Bring Vlahovic to the carpet from G Talks. We hope. We hope. Does an upgrade on Shaka's position and the striker the only way we're getting a striker work in January window?
Wait, doesn't upgrade the acquisition a striker the only way getting striker in Jan window? I don't know. I feel like this is what interests me, right? Is uh, I know Arsenal have questions. Well, people have questioned Arsenal's business in the past with who we've bought, the lack of funding, like transfers going amiss and here and there, right? But I'm basing it off of recency bias, and maybe I'm call me naive, but there's I can't remember a time any club really has gone 6 for 6 on transfers. Maybe it's a short
Mm,
period of time. We may discover that it's only 4 for 6 in 2 years, but right now it's 6 for 6.
mm,
And why would we let Maitland-Niles go if we weren't bringing
mm.
in a centre mid? And this is what
Especially
is
with
getting me
the
excited.
Afcon.
Yeah, this is what's getting me excited here. Is if we're that I was a bit skeptical on the reports with Vlahovic because it wasn't like tier one English sources coming out. You had like
Mm,
Italian, Demazia, Gazzetta dello Sport. These journalists that were like, yes, they put in a bid, but you know how Italian media is. Like,
yeah,
apparently we were going to sign Locatelli. It was a done deal, but look how that turned out, right?
yeah.
Um, but now David Ornstein has said it. I'm starting to be like, we're pushing hard for a striker now, and we've
Mm,
just let Ainsley Maitland-Niles go. We must be getting both at some point, even
mm,
if it is a loan. I want a permanent now, but that's probably me being greedy. But
mm,
I think it is a case of us getting both and upgrading Xhaka. I know you don't like him whatsoever. I can now I don't like him. I'm in the middle, but he does need to be upgraded. And if we can do that this window, Party comes back, fingers crossed, uninjured. I'm 99% we get top four.
cool. Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, Pyro. It's a long time. I haven't seen you in a while, Pyro. Hope you're well. Hope everything's good. Hope you had a nice Christmas and New Year's and the rest of it. He would trust the recruitment team completely. Don't know any new sign. I didn't know any new signings bar Ben White, and that's what you said. It seems like we got 6 out of 6 right. Yes, Lokonga hasn't played many minutes compared to some of the others,
Mm.
but when he has played, you can see there's a player there. Tavares is the same. He's really pushed Tierney. It took Tierney a while to get back his spot. Obviously, we know what's happened with Ben White, Ramsdale, Tomiyasu. They've been fantastic, and Odegaard's done well as well. So yeah, hopefully if we can get 2 more in this window, it'd be 8 from 8, and we'll start to see Arteta's team.
Mhm.
Um, he wants to stay in Italy apparently. Again, these could be games played just to make sure they get the best value for him. So the agent's saying he wants to stay in Italy, but he'll come to us if you put another 20,000 on the table for him. Um, yeah, you know what I mean. You might get it over the line. So there will be a lot of back and forth. There will be a lot of this person said this and the rest of it. But I think the key is we're actually still shopping, and no one's come out and categorically said he's not going to England or he doesn't want to go to Arsenal. It's very much he wants to help Fiorentina get there, but we'll see what happens. And it's them last words which kind of leave you thinking something's there because they would just say he's staying for the season here, assessing the summer, but they're saying we'll see what happens. And do you know what I mean? So time will tell. And I think another good sign is Torreira hasn't signed on a permanent for Fiorentina. I think
Yeah,
if they had done that deal, because I think Eddie, they were saying Eddie was flying out on Tuesday to talk about the deal. So if that had gone through, it's kind of a case of what we've then got to go for Vlahovic for just cash. But I think the fact they haven't signed that yet means they're still in negotiations about things. So because that Torreira deal will be very easy to get done. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
He's
they
on
have an
loan. They've got
option. Yeah,
there's an option in there. It's just about triggering it, and he's there. So again, and even actually having these convos in January because that could be left till the summer because that option won't run out until July the
yeah,
first. Say so. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Let's not get our hopes up too much, but I definitely think we're getting a striker and a midfielder in this window. And like you said about Maitland-Niles leaving, he wouldn't have gone unless we had someone coming in. I don't think. Even they've been saying Xhaka hasn't trained all week, so we've got one recognised centre midfielder in Sambi Lokonga. So for us to sell or to loan out Maitland-Niles at this time is crazy if we haven't got someone coming in. You would even leave that to the last day on the deadline when you know Partey's back in a
yeah,
week, El Nene's
yeah.
back in a week, so you can allow 1 week without a midfielder. So I'm expecting something early next week maybe to happen in that department. Um, it's a good question. Before we go, we've got 4 minutes. We're going to try and keep this under half an hour, actually 3 minutes. Where does the captaincy go if Dusan comes in? Won't that kind of force Arteta to choose one over this whole I have a group of leaders thing? So obviously Laka at the moment is captain. Even though he hasn't officially been made captain, he's worn the armband every game he's played. Um, if Vlahovic comes in and starts, the leadership group I believe is Holding, who doesn't play very often, Xhaka, Lacazette, and potentially Tierney. I think we're all speculating.
And
So does
yeah,
it
and
go to
Odegaard.
Xhaka or Tierney? Where does it go?
For me, it goes
And
to
bearing in
Odegaard.
mind, Xhaka took the armband when Lacazette come off the other day. Xhaka took the
Yeah,
armband.
for me, it goes to Odegaard. That's who it goes to. I see him
Yeah.
as the future captain. Every game I've watched him, he's telling people where to go, pressing, working hard, leading by example,
Mm,
captain in all way. I think he is, as I said, I've said this for ages. He is Arteta's like dream player, not just in his
mm,
skill set, but how he works, how he listens, how he talks to people. You know, he just has that about
mm.
him. So for me, that's who it goes to. I
Yeah.
think that's going to be the long-term captain.
Yeah. I'm torn. I don't know, but I can see it going to Xhaka if I'm honest. And I said everyone knows my feelings on Xhaka, but I think he's done well since he's come back from his injury. To be fair, apart from the one mistake the other day, I haven't really been overly critical. Like I think he's him and Partey have got the best partnership together at the moment. He plays every week for us. So
Yeah,
if he takes it, he takes. I'm trying a bit not to let that kind of get to me. If he gets the armband, you know, if we're winning, I don't care who wears the armband at the end of the day, as long as we're winning and showing the progress we're showing. So, but for me, Tierney personally, but yeah, I can imagine Xhaka will get it. Boods, hope you're well. To smash the stream, great conversation. Anyone not subscribing, then jump on. Great daily content. Yeah, I can't wait to have you on the stream as well, Boods, when you get some time, man. And just keep the videos coming as well. They have me in stitches. Um, some signings have been great. Somehow Partey and KT have stayed healthy and improved. Knock on wood. Sambi and Tavares are the future. No rush. I think we totally agree with everything you're saying there. Um, DWTT, the fact we can rotate them now means we have more quality and depth in our squad, and the players replacing them also offer something different. And that's definitely for Tierney. Last year, every time he got back to some sort of fitness, he was back in the starting 11, wasn't he? And that's why he kept breaking down. Where again, we was calling for him to come back a bit earlier, but he stuck with Nuno for a few more games, and it seems like it's really helped Tierney because he's come back and he's up and running, looking like the old Tierney. DWTT, great show, Gumser and James. Do sign the thing. Yes, guys, start the hashtag now. Let's get this guy in. Track his airplane, track his phone, track his COVID passport, whatever you got to track. Just
track
know
the
where he is.
clouds as we did
Yeah,
for Gabriel.
track everything. Know where he is. See who he's following on Instagram. Like if he starts following Lacazette or Ramsdale or someone let us know so we know what's going on. But yeah, the Arsenal fans are brilliant at that stuff, so we keep our eyes peeled. Jason's in agreement with you, 100%. James Odegaard is the future captain for the club. Uh, we still, yes, Jason, still need depth for centre backs, right back, midfielder, nine, and winger, and goalkeeper. He believes Leno's gone. We are 10 players away from a full squad. Um, yeah, I can't. Yeah, I think Saliba comes back in. I think we could
Saliba
maybe do a
does, yeah.
better left-footed centre back to cover Mari. I think Mari will be gone.
Mm.
Right back, yeah, we need cover for Tomiyasu. And the talks are Lamptey. If we get him, that's we're building a city. Do you know what I mean? Where it's two world-class
Sauce.
players. Imagine imagine Tomiyasu and Lamptey one side, and then Tavares and Tierney the other side. Like that as a four is ridiculous. Midfielder definitely, and a nine, a winger. Yeah, so there's still a lot of work to be done, which
Yeah,
leaves me excited
there
because
is.
I love the transfer window. But we're on the right track, I think. Boots is there, bless up. DWT, I agree, but I would appear we are starting to build a squad. We just need upgrades on field first. So yeah, I think maybe just two for the starting 11,
Yeah,
which I would say is the
striker,
centre
centre mid.
midfielder and the striker,
Yeah,
and then after that will be the backups, won't it?
yeah.
Thoughts on Coutinho joining Villa? You go first.
Good move for Coutinho. Good move for Villa. Yeah, I think it's a good move. Just not the right one for us.
Yeah. Again, nothing against him. If it was a loan, we had nothing else we could do. We got him. I wouldn't complain. But I think with what we're trying to build, like that's not the kind of profile of player we want at the moment. Again, a loan deal, you take it, but this under 25 kind of philosophy we've got at the moment seems to be working for us. His wages will be probably catastrophic as well. So that's, do you know what I mean? Also plays a part. And if we was to sign him full time, there's no sell on value afterwards. Where everything we're bringing in now, if we were to sell, you're going to make a lot of money on these players we've brought in. So yeah, I think it was the right decision. And again, it shows me we probably got options elsewhere because we didn't go heavy for him. So yeah, let's see what we do bring in. And Jason was glad we dodged a bullet on Coutinho. And Silver Fox saying it's a great move for us. Right, we've gone 2 minutes over, but that's not too bad. It's a great stream.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you in the comments. You've been brilliant. And you really, really kind of inspire us to come out here every day and do this. I think tonight, 8 p.m., we have the preview show. If you can't see the backdrop behind us, the all white shirt, we're going to talk a bit about this in that show. It's a great move from Arsenal. Um, this is what makes me love the club is things like this. We always seem to be pioneers in some things. And yeah, it's a great, great kind of project they've put together. Um, Anyone knows me, I do a lot of youth work and I've always worked with kids. So this is something quite close to me, like obviously trying to prevent knife crime and stuff like that. And it's not in London, it happens everywhere. So Arsenal taking the first step, and hopefully a lot of other clubs will follow, and maybe make this a yearly thing. Do you know what I mean? On whatever date this game is, every team that plays in red maybe wear a different colour shirt. This is the start of something really major. So fair play to Arsenal. James, any thoughts on that? Not sure. You on tonight's stream?
I'm not sure. Maybe I need to
All
see.
right. Well, you have a
Um,
little word on this now, in case you're
yeah,
not
no,
back on later.
I think it's good. It needs to be spoken about. Like, there's a lot of people my age. You're slightly older than me, and a lot of people in the army are slightly older than me. I have
Some
known
are a lot
people.
older than you, Canners.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God, that cough's come back.
Tony.
But
Nah, I'm kidding. Nah, but no, I know people who have had incidents with knife crime, have been involved in it, have had effects of it, and it is pretty bad. So it surprised me a little bit, but it was a great surprise to see what they're doing, and it's a good initiative.
yeah, yeah. Again, it was the kind of no talk on it. Literally this morning, it just kind of all over the place. It was there, and it was like, what is this? So,
Mm.
yes, an amazing thing. And again, Arsenal are renowned for, especially the last couple of years since Adidas, it's always training kits, isn't it? Like every 3 months, there's a new training kit come out.
Yeah.
So to see something like this, which actually isn't about anything financially, the shirt's not on offer for sale. It's only going to be given out to people who are doing things to support the community. Um, it's a nice step. Do you know what I mean? They're not trying to get anything from it. It's actually just trying to help the community. And yeah, we're all going to get behind it this weekend. And the shirt does look pretty. It's different, isn't it? And
Mm.
we're going to be the best team in white from London. So Tottenham, we're taking that title from you as well. So it is what it is. But James, always a pleasure having you on. Silver Fox was saying behave. He's the second youngest. Yeah, you might be the second youngest, but do you look the second youngest? That's the question. Um, but guys, thank you so much for being in. Making sure we keep liking, commenting, subscribing. I'll be seeing a lot of you later on at 8 o'clock for the preview show. Gotta read this last comment because it's my guy Amondi. Good afternoon, guys. Top viewing. If you make the right signings, you'll be in great shape second half of the season. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But yeah, James, pleasure as always. And